This video is entitled Medivac Bill Scam. Recently, the Labor government, the Labor opposition, together with the Green Party and some weak independents, have now passed a law which will significantly weaken our borders and open up the people smuggling trade again, which, because of our I might call them conservative government because they're not conservative, but less globalist and less open borders government. Our border protection policies have been the envy of the world. We've stopped the boats coming for 6 years because of our border protection policies, our policies of turning back the boats, and also if boats happen to get here, our offshore processing policies that we have at Nauru and Manus Island. And a bill passed recently which states that if a if any um, illegal immigrant stationed on Nauru and Manus Island says that they're sick, they can be assessed by two doctors, and these doctors are all pretty much all left wing activists, mind you. They can be assessed by two doctors, and if the doctor says that they're too sick to stay on Nauru, they can be forced, they can be transferred to Australia. And get a load of this, the immigration minister only has 72 hours to determine whether uh, the case is genuine or the the immigrant is up on charges or is a murderer, a rapist, a pedophile, or whatever, and is too dangerous to come to Australia. It's a rort, and what some of you around the world may not know is the facilities on Nauru and the medical facilities on Nauru and Manus Island are top class. They're paid for by the Australian taxpayer. They have one doctor per seven illegal immigrants. You can't get that. You can't get that anywhere near Australia. Yet they still have to come to Australia. Give me a break. It's a rort. And what happens? They come to Australia, they get the medical treatment, and they lodge a refugee, they lodge a claim to stay in Australia, and it gets clogged up in the federal courts for years. Meanwhile, they get to stay in Australia. And I'm sick of people saying these people are refugees. They are not refugees. They've failed the test to become a refugee. That's why they're in the goddamn detention centre in the first place. It's because they don't qualify to be a refugee. And they've failed every test for 5 years. That's why they're still there. They are not refugees. Either their asylum claims are completely false or they're too dangerous to come into the country. They are not refugees. Oh, and the illegal immigrant. So they don't have the proper facilities on the Nauru Manus Island, which is a load of crap, and they have to come to Australia, right? One lady was successfully allowed 3 years ago to come to Australia because um, she had constipation, and I'm not joking. She had constipation, and she had to come to Australia to get treatment. Has she been sent back? No, of course not. This is a total rort. This is a total joke, and it sends a signal to the people smugglers to open the floodgates. And if the Labor government gets in May, Australia will be completely open and flooded again. And people, I don't care what people can say, whatever they want about me. I'm also stating what I'm stating out of compassion, because Australia, you have to go through rough seas to come to Australia. It's 30,000 kilometres of coastline, and the last time that the Labor government was in power and they dismantled the border protection policies and closed down offshore detention, 50,000 people tried to come to Australia in boats in very dangerous conditions, and 1,500 people drowned at sea. They died. You want to tell me that's compassion? Give me a break. Give me a break. This Medivac bill is a scam, and it's going to be a pathway to not only get all of the 1,000 people off that are still on the road, get them into Australia. We're also going to be letting dangerous criminals in that are murderers, rapists, and possibly pedophiles. But again, there was a report that came out last night that one child every 21 minutes in the Northern Territory is sexually assaulted, right? And that's mostly Aboriginal communities, right? But that's in Australia. No one cares about that, do they? They care about the poor illegal immigrants on Nauru that have failed refugee tests time and time again, more than they care about Australian citizens. I don't understand that. That's what I don't understand about lefties, and what I've never understood. They care about people who aren't citizens of their own country, and citizens of their own country, be it homeless, or be it children that are sexually abused, or be it farmers. They couldn't give a stuff about, could they? It's absolutely disgusting. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if the Labor government gets in the May election, prepare for the floodgates to open again. Prepare for this people smuggling rackets. Prepare for rickety boats to turn up at our ports again, and prepare for people to die at sea. Don't say I didn't warn you.